G'day legends, welcome back to another episode, Young Nomad style of course. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. And on this episode, please join me, kick back, relax, because I'm going to take you on our most recent journey and adventure that took us over to the far west coast of South Australia for all the good things we love to do. Fishing, camping, four-wheel driving, off-gridding, cooking, exploring, sunset sceneries, wildlife like you wouldn't believe, dolphins, fireworks, quad biking, and adventuring to newfound fishing ground as well. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for your weekly notifications. You might ask me, why would I subscribe? I don't know you, Chris. Well, let me give you a little bit of background if you haven't seen my previous videos, but my family and I are literally within weeks of departing on the greatest adventure that we've been working towards for many years now. We're literally within weeks of hitting the road to travel Australia full-time whilst exploring, living and working full-time on the road. And on this episode, I'm going to take you to the far west coast of South Australia. But in future episodes, I'm going to show you a lot of the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes to get ready and prepared to live life on the road full-time. For example, I've got some equipment that you might not be able to see in picture and just behind the camera. I'm going to show you how we're setting up 4G on the caravan to have as much possibility of data access. I've got behind me some drifter equipment that I'm going to be installing. So whilst this episode's all about the far west coast of South Australia, in future episodes we're going to show you the whole behind the scenes of our lives as we pack up, uproot and get prepared to hit the road full time. And for those people that are already supporting us, thank you for your support and loyalty. It means the absolute world to us. We take great privilege and pride in putting this and sharing content like this with you guys and girls so that hopefully it helps inspire you wherever you are, whatever your situation is, to get outside and explore and live more in the outdoors and enjoy it together. So thank you for your support and loyalty. And if you've got any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Please drop them down below. I'll absolutely get back to you. But that's enough from me. Let's get into the far west coast episode, South Australia. 2 blokes, my brother and I, 7 nights, 8 days between Christmas and New Year's. Here we go, folks. So day one didn't go as planned. We tried a new track to get down to our fishing spot and we ended up getting bogged for a good 3 hours last night, right on dusk. But we got out, we had to unhook the trailer and yeah, after 3 hours of digging, winching, we eventually got out. So at the moment we're just at a free camp on the side road of the highway, air highway. We'll head back in today, this morning, the way that we know. Just sort our gear out this morning, air up a little bit and get underway. As you can see, the big fella's on the cooking duties, mate. How was yesterday?
Tiring.
Good fun?
Yeah,
how's the body feeling today?
Sore.
What have we got on the menu today?
Bacon and eggs and cheese.
Wraps. Yup. So as you can see, we're literally just parked up. Swags were out, set up last night at about 10 PM. Air highway's just here. This is just like all this free camping in here. There's actually a fair few people here. Hopefully we didn't annoy them too much pulling in at 9:30 last night with our lights on. Trying to find a spot last minute, but anyway, back to it. We were just saying to ourselves this morning, we wish we got some footage yesterday of us bogged, but I think we were just too busy and preoccupied, worried about digging and getting out in time because yeah, it was pretty hairy there for a little while. But anyway, we'll go in today the way that we know, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. We know that that track is not the way we'll go into this spot. We thought it might save us an hour going in that way, but no good. But anyway, we'll get set up today, get camp set up, and then before we know it, we'll unload again and tight lines real soon. Here we go. We're only second day in, folks, and have a look at this. The young whippersnappers. Day 2. We got 7 days to go. Could be stuck with a sleeping bear for a week. But anyway, we're just about set up camp. Just once I'm finished, we'll take you on a tour, show you around, and then we're going to do a bit of a recce today. Today's probably the last worst day of the wind, so today's just to set up, relax, We're going to have a look, quad bike around, find a few holes. We didn't get as close into our spot as we wanted, reason being that dune there. It's a good probably 150 meters uphill, and then it sort of contours to the left, and it's pretty soft sand. And we've only one vehicle here, we didn't want to risk it, so we thought we've got a nice flat spot here. We'll play it safe, set up here. It's only 200 meters to quad bike to the beach just over that sand dune, so yeah, would have liked to have got right on the beach, but it's nice and sheltered in here. We're right behind the dunes, so it's about 20 knots today, but here you wouldn't know. It's probably feels about 10 knots behind the dune here, but the winds are dying over the next few days. So what we'll do, we'll finish our setup. We've just had some lunch, and then we'll head on in and do a bit of a recce up and down, find a few spots, so stay tuned. Yeah, that chippy! Good. How good? Ew! It's so warm. Yeah, I know. I thought when I seen it, I was like, it's going to be that big. Alright folks, hopefully you enjoyed that little dip that we took just before. Found a little sort of tidal pool between the reef, the granite, as we're quad biking up and down the beach. We're just sort of sussing out, wrecking around where our fishing spots are, what's going on, what the weeds like, what the holes are like, what the water's like, and found a great little spot there to dive into and just freshen up. And yeah, it was low tide, so the water that was in there was nice and warm, and it was protected behind that big granite rock, as you would have seen, so there was no wind, and it was beautiful. So anyway, we're just cooking some dinner. Jags is rigging up, I'm rigged up, ready to go. We got steaks on the go over the hot coals. Beef baby. And then yeah, we're just gonna have a feed, and then we're gonna head out, do a dusky, probably for a couple of hours. Like I said, the wind's still up a little bit, but probably fish to maybe 10:30 tonight, see how it goes. Plenty of water in there, little bit of weed because of the wind at the moment, but that's backing off over the next few days, so I'm expecting that the weed will push out. We'll have a crack for a few hours tonight, see how we go on dusky, and have a good feed. Rub-a-dub grub. Thanks for the grub. You beauty. You. How good's this? This is our setup. Check it out. We got the swags over here. My swag. Justin's swag. We got the mat between. We got the awning off the car. Matt, big Jags, doing a rig, and yeah, just got some tubs under there just to sort of stop that side curtain flapping. Got a table in between there to block a bit of the draft that comes through for cooking. Spare water. Trailer back there, 2-pack on the beach as you can hear, quaddy over there, plenty of firewood. Here we go. This will be us for the next few days, New Year's Eve included. Here we go. You. Yeah. Well, normally they do that. What is it? Huh? It's a ray? Dinner served. Pork chops. Veggies. Washed down by Great Northern, super crisp. How is it, Jags?
Good.
Thumbs
really
up.
Good.
You.
Thumbs up.
Eating like kings. All right, so here we are, legends, and as predicted, Thursday, weather has turned. As you can see, it's sunny behind me. Winds are backed right off as predicted, and conditions are looking pretty good. As you can see, we're set up in a little spot here. We've got 4 rods out at the moment. We're just fishing alongside a bit of a reef ledge. Not too much body of water, unfortunately. The big tides are sort of midnight, 1 AM coming, which we'll fish over the next 2 or 3 nights. I think the high tide during the day is only about 0.6 or thereabouts. So, but sometimes you don't need a big body of water to get them. So we've got a bit of water just running along in close here, as you can see, and then we've got a reef over there that goes out. So with the incoming tide, thinking they'll come in around the reef here, and then in the shallow waters sometimes to rest, sometimes to feed. But have a look at this backdrop. It doesn't get any better, legends, does it? Have a look at this. So we've got Justin's bigger rod out wide there. That's probably the first one that'll get hit with the incoming tide. The tide's coming left to right, as I said, so if there's any fish coming in, they'll come in around the reef here into this gutter here. Then they've got my 13 footer, then we got his 12 footer, and then my 12 footer out wide. So we gently rotate it a little bit, who gets out wide on the incoming outgoing tides, because generally the outer rods are generally the ones to get hit first most of the time, because that's where the fish is coming in the gutter, depending on what tide, what way the water's moving, the tide's moving. So, and have a look at the new setup. We got the awnings all set up on the quad bikes there, as you can see, for a bit of shade and protection. So we're ready for a big few days, long haul fishing, day, nights. We had a good 9 hours sleep last night, so we're feeling good and refreshed. How are you feeling, Jags?
Pretty good.
Pumped?
Always.
Relaxed?
Yep.
Good sleep?
Very good.
Ew. Look at that awning rack that he put on. Looking good, mate. Loving it. And beach for miles. And only our tracks. All right, here we go. We're going to fish this. Incoming tides, it's now 9:30, high tide's 10:30. We'll fish this to high, maybe a bit afterwards, and then we'll head back to the other hole where it's a bit deeper. We know that's deeper there even in low tide. So fishing here on the incoming, the deeper hole on the outgoing. Here we go, let's get on, legends. Yoo. Happy New Year's Eve, folks. It's Friday, New Year's Eve day, last day of 2021, and have a look at this, how blessed we are. We've just come to beach. And I don't know if you can see, but there's a whole pod of dolphins just out there. Woo. They're onto something. They're coming pretty close. Must be a school. So we're just trying this body of water today. We fished here last night. We got about 6 stingrays, a scaife, and 2 little mullies. Jag's got the mullies, of course. I got the stingrays. But yeah, we're going to try here for a bit along this deep body of water. There's a bit of weed that's pushed in. Last night there wasn't as much weed here, but we'll give it a crack, see how we go. There's a few other blokes in the hole we're going to fish today, but they're only here for the day, so we give them a go down that hole. We'll try along here, and then once they leave, we'll probably head back to that hole a bit later on tonight for a fish. So here we go, let's get among it. There we go, little bronzy. Hit mine, I missed it. Got on Jags's. Beautiful looking fish. Only a pup, but lovely looking. All right, mate, let's get him back. Released to fight another day. All right, legends, it's New Year's Eve, Great Northern. Happy New Year's Eve. Wishing you a healthy, fruitful, blessed lots of health and goodness and prosperous in 2022. We didn't get anything at that last spot apart from that that bronzy shark that Justin caught. So we've moved up to this hole tonight, which isn't too far from our campsite, which is good. And you can see the conditions do not get any better. It's been northerly, probably about 15 knots. Most of the day it's really backed off, but you can see there's literally no swell. And as for a hole, it doesn't get any better than this. So this will be us tonight. Justin's got 2 rods out wide there. I've got my 13-foot sensor there, 12-foot Zamaki there. And this will be us fishing the incoming tide, which is high tide's 12:58 a.m. tomorrow morning, New Year's Day. So there we go. Let's see how we go. But as you can see, epic conditions. Probably a bit too calm, to be honest with you, but we'll take it. And this is us just set up on the beach as well. Got the quads, brought the chairs down because we're not too far from camp. We'll pop back, cook up a feed. One of us keep the spot here. We've got steaks tonight, T-bones, mate.
Yep.
And then one will go up, have a feed, come back, man the fort, and the next bloke will go up, have the next feed. So, but what a way to spend New Year's Eve, hey mate? Doesn't get any better. What a way to bring in 2022. It's pretty warm too today. It's probably low 30s, I reckon. It's cooled off a little bit now. A few raindrops, but just beautiful. Probably mid-20s, I'd say. So, anyway, cheers, Happy New Year's, here we go. So it's New Year's Eve night, about 8 p.m. The brother's on cooking duties, and this is what you get when campsite's back there and we're on the beach fishing. T-bone steak, hand delivered. Hey, so what about veggies? So don't worry about veggies, just bring the meat down, zip tie bag, keep the flies off. That's what we're eating tonight. T-bone steaks, cooked up at camp, on the beach. Check this out. If you don't mind. Hot tip, just. You overcooked it, I like medium rare, bro. But out here we'll take anything. It's grub. We got Solos, Pepsi Maxes in the esky. That's the way to bring in the new year. Fishing, T-bone steaks on the beach, Pepsi Max, Solos. Doesn't get any more hardcore than that, folks, I'll tell you what. But look at this backdrop. Check this out, folks. Hopefully we're in for a good sunset. It's been cloudy, but look what's just made an appearance and poking through. But we'll have to wait and see. It's been pretty overcast all day today, so looks like it's cleared up out there though, so we might be in for a good sunset, hopefully. Let's see, sit tight. All right, folks, wait till you see this. This is gonna be epic, unbelievable. Mother Nature's sure turned it on. Get ready for it, check this out. Oh my Lord. Have a look at those colors. Unreal, all the pinks, purples, oranges. The camera just doesn't do it justice. It's unbelievable. Stunning. Wish you were here, folks. Oh wow. Look at the cloud formation. Man. Oh, Mother Nature, she sure knows how to pull on your heartstrings, eh, folks? Happy New Year's Day, everyone. Unfortunately, no elusive silver ghost to bring in New Year's Eve for us. Plenty of hits last night, a few bite-offs. We lost probably 3 or 4 rigs. Must have been a big bronzy swimming around in the hole here because we got bitten off a fair few times. A couple more stingrays. I had one hit, I don't know, could have been a mully, but when I brought the rig up, the anchor line had been cut, but the hook line hadn't. So I don't know if I dropped him, didn't set the hooks properly because I had about 100 meter, 120 meter good run and it felt head shaky, but then the anchor line to be cut I don't know, maybe it was reefed, I don't know. But anyway, New Year's Day, and doesn't get much better as a backdrop, does it? That's for sure. Check it out. Hot northerly today, very clear. Offshore winds, as you can see, very calm. Probably a bit too calm. I like it a bit more swellier, southeast. A bit more churned up than this, but hey, a day's fishing like this beats a day working, right? Anyway, we're gonna go have a bit of a dip, cool off, and keep fishing. 15-hour stint yesterday, guys. That's how committed we are, and we'll do the same today. We've got in here early, about 10:30, and we'll again fish the high incoming tide, midnight, 1 AM tonight. So we're gonna see if we can get a little pocket over there and just have a little dip, so cool off. It's warm. All right, we're just coming up to this reef up here, but I don't know if you can see how like the water clarity is absolutely beautiful, absolutely pristine. Have a look at that. You can see where it drops off all along here. Woo. And we're just going up here just to cool off in this rock pool. Spewing all our fishing action's been at night, pretty much. Not much happening during the days. And obviously GoPro footage at night, non-existent. So hopefully I can share a bit more fish fighting action with you guys. And but it's just hard. Most of the action's been at the night so far, but we'll keep persevering, legends. Anyway, we're gonna jump in here and have a dip. Just in here. Little rock pool in here, just freshen up. Are you on?
Yeah.
There you go. Any head shakes or not? Tire him out. Probably just an eagly ray at this stage, no real head shakes. We've caught dozens, over a dozen of them this trip so far. But as you can see, conditions from yesterday, beautiful, glass off northerly to now southeast, churned up. This is what I like. This is how we like it for mullies. Big squidhead does it again.
saw something toying with it, but it looked like weed. Little, isn't it? Deep sea shitty. Or is it a salmon? I'll turn the camera off, eh?
There you go, not quite what the size we're after. Got a little pup, gonna be released. Hopefully one day grow into a 60, 70 pounder. We'll be back. Whew. Well, I tell you what, legends, fishing, it's a love-hate relationship, but it's one that always brings me back every time. So as you can see behind me, most people see these conditions and think it's pristine, perfect, flat, calm, no swell, no wind, happy days. Well, I'll tell you what folks, I've been on this beach since 10 o'clock this morning. It's now 8 p.m, so a bit over 8.5 hours. We'll be going through, there's a big incoming tide at 1:06 a.m. tomorrow morning, so we're going to fish that. So again, today's going to be another 15-hour day, 16-hour day, same as yesterday. So within 48 hours, 2 days, we're going to do at minimum somewhere between 30 and 33 hours of fishing. And today we've not had one hit, not one glimpse of hope, nothing. We've put bait after bait after bait after bait, and my brother, God bless his soul, he's mad as me to do this and love it as much as I do. But like I said before, these conditions aren't favourable in my eyes. I've always done better with mulloway when it's a sou'easter, 10 to 15 knots with a bit of swell churning up. When it's clear like this, I've never really done well, unless there's a storm coming in, overcast, bit of a change, pressure drop, pressure rise. But when it's crystal clear like this, there's only certain people it's good for, and that's boaties. And that's not me, I'm on the land right now, as you can see. But anyway, we're here, we're super blessed and grateful to have this opportunity to be able to do this. But you'd think just one fish, even a salmon, goodness me, that would just pick up the spirits a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna hit it hard again tonight. The brother's gone up to cook us some lamb chops and veggies. His turn to be chef. We've been rotating. Nonetheless, it's been a great trip. Probably caught a dozen rays, half a dozen sharks, few little mullies, but we've still got tonight. We've got tomorrow, which is Sunday. Today's New Year's Day. Tomorrow there's a change. It is kicking up sou'easter. That swell is going to pick up, so what you see now is about to change. Then we're picking up to about a metre, 1.4 metres. And the wind's going to be kicking up around 15 knots. So hopefully with that change tomorrow, it might bring a little bit more action. There is a pressure rise tomorrow as well, Sunday, 2nd of January. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, I got bitten off by a bronzy on this rod earlier today, which I reckon was the bronzy that was stalking us last night. Again, love to be able to take some footage, but just GoPro night vision, not the best. We got bitten off a fair few times last night, and I've seen probably a 5 or 6 foot bronzy here just coming in along the reef there. That rod out wide, it sort of went slack, and I went over there to tighten the line, and as I tightened it wouldn't tighten, and it was just completely busted off. Still had some of my shock leader, probably only a metre out of the 5 metres that were on there. But then as I wound in, I seen the tail thrash at the top of the surface, and then it kicked off down the reef there. So pretty cool experience. But again, didn't have the camera. Anyway, this is us for tonight. Let's see how we go. Hopefully we get some hits. All right, folks, here we go.